Firstly, Lee, the reason for this follow-up interview from the fans forum is a lot of questions were asked on the night, but it did overrun. But even so, we weren't able to get through all the questions, so you were keen for those questions to be addressed.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will always try to answer every question that's posed to me as best as I can, and hopefully as satisfactorily as I can.
Okay, first question from Michael Morrissey. If plans for a new stadium and training ground fall through, have the club a plan B in place to deal with this? Many thanks and keep up the great work.
Obviously, I've made no secret of the fact that having a new training ground is the number one priority, followed by eventually, hopefully, getting a stadium. We've looked at a lot of sites in and around the borough, and we've not been able to identify too many. So the ones that we're going for now are the only ones we can identify. Of course, if the council or someone else want to help us out and present to us with another site, we'd be more than happy to look at it. But right now, those are the two that are on the radar with the site at Old Oak and particularly the site at Warren Farm. In fact, Warren Farm is there because we have the planning permission, so that's not the issue with there. It's just getting through the rest of the hurdles like judicial review that we need to do. So I think it's very important that with that one so close and in front of us, we need to keep pursuing that and get that finally over the line.
Okay, a question regarding the Loftus Road facilities. Many were asked on the night, this one wasn't. Why are there only 4 turnstiles to gain access to the upper loft when the turnstiles in Loftus Road could be used too? There's always a delay on match days.
Yeah, I've asked the operations department. This appears to be a bigger problem in the Premier League than it does to be in the Championship, but it is something I will look at and see what we can do. However, my observation for this season is whenever you go trying to change turnstiles around and trying to reprogram with season tickets that have already been issued that are programmed into the existing turnstile configuration, to try and change that in the middle of a season is a recipe for disaster. So for this season, we'll continue to do what we have been doing, but I will look at it for next season to see if there is a better alternative.
Okay, and a question from Scott Jones. Can we bring back the official supporters club? You actually consult with the same random people on everything.
Well, obviously, if it's random people, they're different people every time. But I do consult with a lot of different people. That's true. In terms of the supporters consultation committee, if that's the meaning, those people were specifically chosen at random because it was more about what their habits are and how they attend games, as opposed to who they were. Where I said I want someone from Ellerslie Road. I want a season ticket holder from Ellerslie Road. I want someone that attends between 3 and 5 matches, but so I can get a broad church of opinion, as opposed to just people who are only involved in the supporters club and very, very passionate about what they do, but maybe don't always represent the broad base of fan support that we have within the club. And I want to make sure I get broad-based support. As far as an official supporters club, I would love to have one official group that kind of is an umbrella group over everybody. I have found that next to impossible to get off the ground, though. I just think, some people like what they have right now and wouldn't want to give up anything, because, they're perfectly happy and their specific issues and their focus is addressed, as opposed to having a broad-based supporters group, official supporters group, which oversees all supporters clubs. So, I've had discussions with various people about that type of activity, but quite frankly, it's one that looks like it is pretty difficult to get off the ground.
Okay, as a club member and avid supporter, I was wondering why the team is yet to play in what has been billed as the new away strip. Obviously, in relation to the duck egg blue and black hoops, hasn't been used as much as the burgundy kit today. Why is that?
Yeah, that was listed as our second kit, and that is our preferred second kit option. At the beginning of the season, I think everybody knows we had a few delivery issues with Dryweld, which have, thank goodness, been sorted out, because I think everybody agrees they really like the kit. So we've had those problems at the beginning. Obviously, everything's in situ now. The idea is to wear it against Fulham, but as always with these things, they're always subject to the referee's approval. And if for any reason he thinks, no, I just don't like the way that clashes, then we have to go to an alternative kit. But our preference would always be, yes, after the hoops, we would like to go to the duck egg blue.
Okay, so the process is blue and white hoops. If that can't be used, can the duck egg blue be used? If that can't be used, then it's the burgundy.
Correct, yes.
Okay, for international fans, it can be very difficult for us to get coverage on the team, and this is especially present with the lack of access to broadcasted games. What's your opinion on the subject, and how do you feel the connection between QPR and international fans can be improved? That's from Christian Lausberg.
Yeah, obviously with the Premier League, their broadcast, you can get any game you want abroad. It's not terribly difficult to do it. Championship, not quite that freedom. Obviously, the easiest way would be to access player, so you can at least get the audio from it. But there are obviously going to be broadcasting restrictions, but from an audio standpoint, you can get it. Now, for the international fans, there was a 20% discount we offered when you join the International Fans Club of whatever country you happen to do. So there is that avenue you could take. Unfortunately, 2 people took it up. Actually, out of the entire international fan base that we managed to get over the summer. So there is that way. Now, next season is a different story. Obviously, as we take the website in-house and do things on our own, there are negotiations now between us and the Premier League in terms of intellectual property rights and how the streaming application would work. That hopefully we'll be able to work a bit better with that and more to the satisfaction of the international fan base.
When will the current website contract expire and the club build a new site that's more reflective of the well-established dialogue with fans as seen in the social media strategy?
That contract ends at the end of this season, so June is when it will actually end. We're already well underway with the development of the new website. In fact, ahead of schedule and slightly under budget, and hopefully it'll stay that way. So far so good. I think people will be pleased with it. We've taken some soundings along the way from people to get their input, and I think it's going to prove to be a very, very good website.
And we're actually one of the few clubs, if you like, that have moved away from the FLI to build their own website. Why is that important?
I think it's important. I like having control. I like having control of the website. We needed to start a process, and we weren't quite sure where the Football League stood back when we needed to start a process to make sure this thing was done properly. And I think it's important that we do it properly. So therefore, I'm sure the new FLI website will be a very, very good product. But I like, if there's going to be any criticism about our new website, at least I know we have responsibility for it, and we have control over it, and we can make the adjustments that we need to make.
Okay, a question from David Newman regarding the booking fee. This is something I think you should look at. Absolutely ridiculous charge in general, but especially when I log on with my computer and on my time and get charged a fee for it.
Yeah, this happens at almost every club that I know of. And it's happened. I've had a couple of questions about it here. I've looked into it, but between the bank charges, the Ticketmaster charges, the postage, and the handling, it pretty much covers it. What we try and do to make it as fair as possible is, as opposed to charging per ticket, it's per transaction up to 4 tickets, so that it's not quite the hit that it does. But every time that we, if for those who don't know it, when you make a charge here, the bank charges us for using the credit card. Ticketmaster, the licensing agreement, and this is the same for every club, and how Ticketmaster do it, you pay a charge to Ticketmaster every time you do a ticket online as well. So all those charges add up. Of course, there's always the option of coming to the stadium when you're at a game and to purchase a ticket for the next game or the next game you want to go to or the next cup game, in which case that eliminates a lot of those charges. So that obviously would be the best route, the most cost-effective route to do it that way.
Okay, and just finally, in terms of future questions, you welcome questions in qprbusiness@qpr.co.uk.
Yep, absolutely. Happy to do it. When we get enough questions in, more than happy to talk to you guys. You can ask me the questions, and I'll answer them. If you ask me about a particular player, why he's doing this, why Jimmy plays a formation, why that player's not doing this, I won't be able to answer that. But if you have a question about the business side of the club, or want me to explain something about why we do a particular aspect of in the business and operations side of the club, I'm more than happy to explain it.